Hey y'all, so I am Dr. Janelle, known as the Vagina Rehab Doctor. I don't know if you're finding me from Instagram, YouTube, my podcast, whatever, but I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to talk to you about how to do reverse Kegels with a cat-cow. Now, before I get to how to actually do it, I'm going to truly show you, demonstrate it, all of that, so you know exactly what to do. I want to talk to you about why we would even be doing reverse Kegels. So, if you have a tight pelvic floor, I just need you to know and truly understand that Kegels, recurrent, right, doing Kegels over and over again or squeezing, that's actually going to make the pelvic floor worse, more dysfunctional. Okay, so we wouldn't want to do Kegels, and you actually need to be careful, taking advice from different people who may mean well, but they don't necessarily understand or have training on the pelvic floor. So when you are struggling with certain signs, let's say that every time you leave the house, you are looking for the nearest bathroom. You get to the grocery store, you're trying to get out of the line to get to the bathroom, you go on a hike or you go on a walk and you have to go pee. You cannot go more than 30 to 45 minutes without peeing. This could be a sign that your pelvic floor is too tight, and so Kegels would make you worse, right? Another common sign is chronic constipation. If you're constantly straining to poop, or if you have pain with your bowel movements, or if you have even bleeding or fissures, anal fissures like tears, this could be definitely because of diet and GI stuff like gastrointestinal, but it could also be a tight pelvic floor that's not allowing the anus to really open up to let your poop come through with more ease. And if you are here from Instagram, you know I talk about painful sex all the time. Vaginismus, vulvodynia, painful sex is one of the most common and most glaring signs that your pelvic floor could be too tight, okay? But it's curable, and I'm gonna talk to you now about why reverse Kegeling actually helps, okay? So a Kegel is a contraction and a lifting of the pelvic floor, and then it relaxes. That's essentially closing and tightening and contracting the pelvic floor and then letting go. That's a Kegel. And it's not bad, it's just not appropriate for a tight pelvic floor if that's your condition. Okay, so now a reverse Kegel is actually figuring out where your pelvic floor sits at rest. When you're just not doing anything at all. You're not squeezing the anus, you're not clenching, you're not tightening your belly, you're relaxing all of the muscles that surround your pelvis, right? Relax your butt, relax your anus, relax your belly and your vagina right now. Soften those muscles, okay? Now I want you to imagine that those pelvic floor muscles in their relaxed state is at the level of your first floor, okay? So imagine that when you do a Kegel, the pelvic floor, it actually lifts up higher, going in the direction of your cervix if you still have a cervix, right? Now when you let go of the Kegel, if you were to Kegel, it would go back to that baseline level, okay? However, what I want you to do is imagine just when you're relaxed that you're at that first level. I want you to relax even more. Really soften the pelvic floor all the way down. You have to relax the belly out as well. You have to let that thing hang, right? Let the pelvic floor drop all the way down as if it's going past the first level to the basement floor, okay? I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna explain it one more time. Imagine that your pelvic floor is like a hammock, and if we were to tighten the ropes, it would lift the hammock higher, right? So if your pelvic floor is tight, your pelvic floor is probably hanging out up too high, which is why, insertion can be painful and why your bladder may always feel full, because the pelvic floor is pressing up on the bladder and other organs, okay? But when you relax as much as you can, you're not pushing out, you're gonna let that pelvic floor just hang right at the baseline. And then if we let it relax down even more, really relax the belly and really soften the vagina and the pelvic floor as if you want it to really droop down as much as possible without pushing or straining. That's a reverse Kegel. Okay? So even at rest, if you're just standing, your pelvic floor is actually contracting a little bit just to support those pelvic organs, to, prevent leakage and different things like that. So there's generally some level of pelvic floor muscle contraction, even in sitting, because sitting is an active movement. Your trunk, your abdominal muscles, these muscles are actually working, or else you would just fall over, okay? But if you intentionally let the pelvic floor go even more, all the way down, drop those pelvic floor muscles as much as you can feel, then that is a reverse Kegel. And I'm gonna show you right now how to combine that reverse Kegel with a common pelvic floor relaxation exercise, and it's called the cat-cow. This can help you relieve pain with sex, relieve frequent urination, even improve the strength of your orgasms, and even bladder control. Okay, so if that sounds like a yes, I want you to stay until the end. I'm almost done. We're gonna take maybe about 1 or 2 minutes to go over that exercise. But the other thing I wanna let you know is this: be encouraged if you are not seeing improvement, even though you've been doing different exercises. Sometimes pelvic floor exercises and breathing alone is enough. Other times you may need more hands-on, guided, internal release strategies combined with exercises, combined with education to really get that pelvic floor retrained and to get the pain out. So I don't want you to judge yourself. It may not mean that something is wrong with you if you've already been trying different exercises, but it may mean that you need a new approach and more support. But before I talk to you more about that, I want to show you exactly how to do these reverse Kegels and how to do it with a cat-cow, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to, just here, right here, I'm gonna make sure that I'm aligned, right? My wrist is right up underneath my shoulder. Same thing with my knee is right up underneath my hip. So I'm in alignment, and right now I'm just in neutral. What I mean by neutral is my back is not arched, my back is not rounded, my spine is fairly straight, okay? Then I'm gonna bring awareness to my pelvic floor muscles here, okay? I'm gonna relax them all the way. Relax those muscles like you want your vagina to get loosey-goosey, right? Imagine you want your vagina to lengthen out. So really soften that pelvic floor as much as possible. And I want you to focus on keeping the vagina long and relaxed and soft. Really drop it down to that basement level without pushing. And then what I want you to do is take a nice big belly breath inward while arching your back and sticking your tailbone up like this. Really feel that pelvic floor lengthening out. And then round your spine and your pelvis, okay? You're still trying to relax that pelvic floor as much as possible. And then lengthen and open, drop that pelvic floor. You're gonna do that reverse Kegel. And then round the pelvic floor, okay? So you're not round the pelvic floor, sorry, you're gonna round the pelvis, right? So when you're rounding, I don't want you to round this much because that's gonna naturally contract the pelvic floor. And we wanna focus on lengthening and relaxing it. So what I want you to do is just reverse Kegel, really lengthen out the vagina, open it up. Drop it down to that basement level. Big belly, inhaling while you're doing this. And then as you exhale, we're gonna come right there, a little bit past neutral. Inhale, reverse Kegel. Really arch the low back, stick the tailbone out, relax the vagina. And then exhale. So what I want you to consider is if you were unable to feel that pelvic floor drop down, then that's just a sign that you have some pelvic floor muscle tightness, and you may need, in addition to these exercises, some hands-on tools or some hands-on guidance, right? So do this exercise, I would say at least 1 or 2 times a day, 5 times a week. If you do this exercise just for 2 minutes, your pelvic floor can start transforming right before your eyes. Be patient with yourself. But if you're someone who struggles with something called vaginismus, vulvodynia, right, painful sex that is disrupting your sense of confidence and your body awareness, even your relationships or your mental health, it's really common to struggle with anxiety or depression, right? If this is attacking your relationship, your marriage, your health, and just the way you see yourself, then you may need one-on-one support, and we do offer one-on-one coaching, right? So if you click this link below, you can schedule a free 30-minute call with me to see what programs we offer and also to see if you would be a good fit, right? So I would love to listen to what you're struggling with and see if our 8-week our 8-week coaching programs can help you. I used to do group coaching, but I don't do that currently. So one-on-one coaching could help you really get the guidance, structure, and weekly coaching that you need. We're completely remote. So if you would like to learn from me and see if we would be a good fit in what we offer, we can discuss payment plans if you're in the United States, and then also we can get you started as soon as possible. So click this link below if you want to schedule that free call. If not, you can even join my email club where you'll hear from me on a weekly basis. So let me know what you think about these reverse Kegels and these cat cows, and I hope that you continue to stay in touch with me and stay updated with all that's going on here. All right, thanks for watching, y'all.